Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. So this video is about the full moon in Leo. This video is part 1. Part 2 is available on Patreon, where I go over the sun, moon, rising placements, pull cards, see what channel message come through for each energy. So when it comes to this full moon in Leo, there are 5 things that I want to share with you about this full moon. And the first thing is the numerology. So when it comes to the numerology for this full moon, I first need to go into the fact that we are in a 9 universal year. And how do I get the number 9 is by adding the numbers 2025 together, we get the number 9. So whenever I think of the number 9, I think of the humanitarian aspect of the number 9, how the number 9 deals with humanity on a whole, not just our local communities, friends, or family, but all of us together as, you know, it's like humanity, all of us as human. That common thing comes together and makes us a community, makes us family. So the number 9 is big on that. And also too, the number 9 deals with completion. It deals with things evolving to the next level and coming to an end. So with us having a full moon in the sign of Leo brings some kind of evolution, but major evolution, because with us being in a 9th year, we're pretty much coming to the end of an entire cycle. So it will almost bring me to the thought of like a generational ending to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is when I think about, like, say, Leo energy, say for the past 8-9 years, some of us have been entertaining the thought of maybe a creative project or an interest or a passion or a thing. And to me, with us finally in a 9th year dealing with something coming to an end and the full moon in Leo, this is where we might come to the realization that, you know what, I was never really passionate about pursuing that path. Really, I just wanted to make so-and-so happy. Really, I just wanted to be accepted, whatever the story may be. But us being in a 9 universal year, we're gonna see a lot of things come to an end, but it's things that have been building up for, say, the past 9 years, maybe 10 years for some of us. This could be a shift in career, shift in goals, shift in identity to a certain extent. When I say identity, meaning we don't see certain things for ourselves anymore. We have different visions for ourselves. This full moon is happening in the month of February. So February is ruled by the number 2 vibration. The number 2 is feminine energy. The number 9, us being in a 9 universal year, the number 9 is masculine energy because it's an uneven number. The number 2 being in February is a even number, so it's a feminine energy. So for me, feminine energy is introspective energy. It's like introverted energy. It's something gains its strength from going within, from happening undercover, where masculine energy is extroverted energy. It's out in the open energy. It's something gaining its momentum and power from being in action or being out in the open, but, you know, being on the go. So with us being in the month of February, the month of February brings in an emotional, introspective, intuitive aspect to this new moon, to this full moon. And it's happening on the 12th. We have the number 2 again, but the number 1 is also present. The number 1 is masculine energy. It deals with the I am. It deals with new beginnings. And 1 + 2 is 3. The number 3 is creative. It's expressive. The day adds up and reduces to number 5 vibration. So if we add February 12th, 2025, we would get the number 5 vibration. So the number 5 deals with sudden and unexpected changes. So something about this full moon for me it would feel like all of a sudden we come to a realization that we don't want something anymore. And from coming to this realization all of a sudden, it isn't all of a sudden. There's a buildup that happened, but it will feel all of a sudden. But I also feel when it comes to this full moon, one thing will replace another. It's like coming up with a better idea and then replacing the one that was. It doesn't feel like, you know, all of a sudden I'm done with this, or I don't want to pursue this and I'm clear. It's like something else comes up, and that thing comes up and it inspires us to entertain something different. So the new moon is the full moon. I keep saying new moon. The full moon is at 24 degrees. There goes that number 2 again, that nurturing, feminine, introspective energy. And the number 4 is also feminine energy, but the number 4 kind of operates as a masculine energy because it is so structured, hardworking. It is a structured, hardworking number. The number 4 and the number 8 are the most hardworking numbers of all the numbers. The number 8 is just better at delegating, but the number 4 deals with the system and the foundation of a thing. And even though it's a feminine number, the number 4 and the number 8, they kind of operate in a masculine way because of the structured, rigid aspect of them. But with the full moon being at 24 degrees, 2 plus 4 is 6. The number 6 deals with family. The number 6 deals with romance. The number 6 deals with community, to name a few things. So when I look at the number 6 playing a part as far as the degrees, I look at the T-square that's being made to the full moon, but I'm gonna get deeper into that as we go further into the video. So I want to go to the second thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this full moon in Leo. And the second thing is what happens when there's a full moon in Leo. So whenever there's a full moon is when the sun and the moon are at opposing ends at the exact degrees. And whenever there's a full moon, something has to come to an end or evolve to the next level. Whenever I think of a full moon within our chart, I think of, say, the sun is the father and the moon is the mother, and having the sun and the moon at opposing sides and they're having a tug of war. I think of a child having parents who are opposing each other, and the child is stuck in the middle of the parents, and the parents are pulling back and forth, and the child is stuck there, and, you know, something has to give, something has to happen. Because the sun is the identity, it's the I am. The moon is the inner world, it's the inner conversation, it's our intuition. So it's like a push and pull between the outside world and the inside world. Whenever we have a new moon, they're together, which is like having parents who are on the same accord. You don't have to pick, you're energized because they're together. Where during a full moon, we could find ourselves feeling overwhelmed as there's this push and pull, there's this tug of war happening within us. And the tug of war happens within us because the sun is the practical side of us, the side of us that relate or identify with the physical realm. So we want to see something for ourselves that matches the physical realm. Where the moon is our inner world, it's what nurtures us, it's our intuition, it's our heart, it's what we're feeling deeply. And with the full moon, something that we feel deeply, intuitively does not resonate or match with what's happening within the physical realm. So yeah, whenever there's a full moon, there's a tug of war that's happening within us, who we identify as and what it is that we're feeling or at odds with each other. So the third thing that I want to share, number 3 thing that I want to share, is the challenges when it comes to this full moon in Leo. And the challenges with this full moon in Leo brings me to the T-square that the moon is a part of. And when I look at the T-square is happening between 3 fixed signs. So we have fixed fire, which is Leo. We have fixed earth, which is Taurus. And we have fixed air, which is Aquarius. So whenever I think of fixed energy, I think of stubborn energy. And to me, with fixed energy, sometimes things could get stale because we're not open to newness. We're stuck with the old way of a thing because we're not open to newness. We're not open to being inspired and not open to change. Not often open to change. So with this challenge between the moon, Uranus, and the sun conjunct Mercury, it brings me to the thought of when it comes to, say, the moon in Leo, we are nurtured at ourselves and our own ideas. With the sun in Aquarius, we're being pulled to focus on the outside world. This energy would bring me to the parent or the family that's being told by the government, hey, you need to share your resources. And the family feels like, but we don't even have enough for ourselves. So to me, the moon in Leo is where, we're nurtured at the thought of preserving and taking care of ourselves. The sun and Mercury in Aquarius is, but we identify with taking care of the community. It's like I was saying with the whole humanitarian aspect of the number 9. Aquarius is also that humanitarian energy. So with the sun and Mercury there, it's like, we identify with taking care of our own. They would say we identify with taking care of humanity. With the moon and Leo, it's like, but what about us? What about the family? But it's like humanity needs this or that. And then with Uranus and Taurus would bring me to shifts happening within humanity. It's like lately the natural disasters or some things appearing to be natural disasters that's been happening within the world. And it's like, it's so sad nowadays. You don't even know anymore. It's like things happen and you're questioning, is this a land grab or is it really just Mother Nature doing what Mother Nature does? It's just so sad. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30-minute tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. So yeah, when it comes to this full moon in Leo, it brings me to the fourth thing, which is what is unexpected. And I went a little bit into what is unexpected. And for me, what is unexpected is some things, maybe laws coming in or some things coming in that says, hey, in order for them over there to be able to get X, Y, Z, ABC, everybody needs to chip in. And some might feel like, but I already don't have anything. We already don't have anything. It's not fair to do it that way. As I was saying in the beginning, what's unexpected, it could be for the past 10 years, maybe 20, however long. Someone may have felt like they're really passionate about a thing, a creative expression thing, thought they were really passionate about this thing, and come to the realization that they're not as passionate about this thing as they thought, and they're ready to put it behind them. I think of like the adult finally deciding that, which I don't think is finally, but it's whatever works for a person. But I think of the person feeling like, I'm an adult now. I need to stop trying to pursue being a musician and just focus on being an adult, focus on being a dad. And whether that's coming from a place of truth or a place of fear, who knows? I feel like that could be an example of an unexpected thing when it comes to this full moon, deciding to put a certain thing behind you. Also, too, when it comes to this full moon, might be, some people become clear that they don't want to have children. They don't want to be parents. They don't want to take on that responsibility. They may have entertained that thought in the past, but something around, sometime around this full moon, that becomes a lot clearer. And it might come a lot clearer when I think of Uranus and Taurus, different things happening. And it's like, okay, things keep changing when it comes to the system that is there to make me feel secure. And from these changes that are happening, I don't feel secure. I don't feel safe. So that's not something that I'm going to want for myself. It's not something that I want to do. But something about this full moon to me, for some of us, could be a change of heart when it comes to something. We have a change of heart about something because Leo energy deals with the heart space. And with this full moon energy, yeah, there's a change of heart. And when it comes to the change of heart that we're having, we're probably experiencing some push and pull when it comes to what we're passionate about, and our friend groups, the people that we associate ourselves with, and then our values. So when it comes to this full moon, I feel like unexpectedly there's challenges pertaining to having children, passions and romance, and that being opposed by our public image, the people we associate ourselves with, our friend groups, and then our money and the things that we value. So with this energy, yeah, I feel like some of us might feel like our arm is being twisted up our back in some way. So let's go on to the fifth thing and the last thing, which is the blessings. So for me, the fifth thing and last thing, which is blessings, with this full moon energy would remind me of the snake and shedding skin. And when I think of the snake and shedding skin, I think of shedding something old and making space for something new. The image that's also in my mind is I think of like the eagle and the transformation that an eagle has to go through if they decide to evolve themselves to a higher level within their life, where they have to break their beak off and, you know, go through the pain of breaking the beak off so a new one could grow in, and then plucking their own feathers out so stronger feathers and things could grow in. And when I think of Leo energy dealing with courage, you know, this energy here shows that we have the courage to do what needs to be done in order to evolve to the next level. And with us being in a 9th year, you know, we're being called to make, you know, release what no longer work, what hasn't been working, what's taking up space within our mind, what's taking up space within our world, to make room for new opportunities, new things that wants to come in. Because whenever you think of, say, being in a 9th personal year, I always think of the number 9 energy like a circle, like a full moon energy, like a circle. And when you think of a circle, the ending is the beginning. So if the ending is the beginning, then there's always a reason to celebrate. So yes, with this full moon energy in Leo, change of heart when it comes to certain things. But Leo energy has courage. So I feel like with this energy here, we'll find ourselves, you know, having a change of heart when it comes to certain things, or finding ourselves feeling a little bit selfish or guilty to step up and want what it is that we say we want, or not even just what we say we want. When I think of, like, say, the opposition being Aquarius energy, I think of some people feeling ashamed to stand up for themselves and their situation because what's being presented with the collective. This will bring me back to, like, say, COVID time, and when they were saying, oh, you need to do this so that other people won't be affected. And it's like, make this make sense. Why are they, if they already got it, why do they need to get it to protect them when they already got it? And what sense does it make for them to get it if it's not enough to protect them? And to me, that was a tactic that was used to shame and bully people into pretty much, like, shame and bullying people into submission, where it's like, you're being selfish for not putting this thing in you, because you not putting this thing in you is putting them at harm, but they already got it. Make it make sense. So, you know, it goes back to the importance of thinking for yourself, trusting what's in your heart, and being willing to stand up for whatever it is that you believe in, regardless of what everybody else thinks. Because like most things, all it takes is for some time to go by and for people to come back to their senses once more information comes in and people realize they were overreacting and making certain decisions that they can't come back from because they allow people to shame them into submission. So I feel like when it comes to this full moon, that's the challenge of it. But the blessing is that Leo has enough courage to say F that and stand on business. This is part 1 of the full moon in Leo. Part 2 is available on Patreon. Links for that is in the description box below. Pleasure sharing this video with you. Before you go anywhere, let me know you're here with me by dropping me a yellow heart in the comment box below. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.